Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make her the cutest that I've ever seen. Okay, we're talking about dreams today, Matt. Introduce yourself.
I'm Matt Daniels.
And I'm Dan Dwy. This is Outtakes, and it's our take on dreams. So, dreams. Dreams has many connotations, many meanings. There's literal dreams when you're sleeping. There's daydreams when you're bored. And there's goals and aspirations that people reach for.
Yep, like Jimmy Cricket.
Let's start with actual dreams.
Do you have any favorite dreams of yours or one that stick out?
I haven't had it for a while, but when I was younger, it wasn't exactly a recurring dream. You know how some people have recurring dreams or recurring nightmares?
Yep.
I had something similar to that. It wasn't necessarily a recurring dream, but it was a recurring of a dream. But I had several dreams where I was in the same exact place, and it's a place made up in my head. I've never been there in real life, but it was a beautiful, picturesque, like green, meadowy area with a cliff overlooking a waterfall. And for some reason, I think it was my younger self trying to self-soothe, because I would have that dream when I was really stressed out when I went to bed.
So the symbolic meaning of a waterfall dream is that nothing in the world is as soft and yielding as water. Yet for dissolving the hard and inflexible, nothing can surpass it when you dream of a waterfall. This positive symbol represents a harmonious and balanced state of mind, resulting in inner peace. In fact, waterfalls are scientifically proven to lower blood pressure and said to increase our body's production of serotonin. So that is exactly right, Dan. You were dreaming of a waterfall to calm the fuck out.
Have you ever had a recurring dream or anything like that?
Yeah, I've had a dream of jumping off of a waterfall. I do have dreams that I remember. I would have a recurring dream that I wouldn't graduate from college, that I was one credit short. That came up a lot. That's a typical anxiety dream.
Almost like a stereotypical anxiety dream, you know?
One of the first dreams that I can ever remember was when I was about 4 years old. I was sleeping over my grandmother's house, and they had a big property. It was a little bit of a spooky property. There were lots of coyotes and animals that I was afraid of getting rabies from because of PSAs that said to be scared of animals that are foaming from the mouth, like me right now.
That's the property where they made you sleep in the barn in a pile of hay, right?
Yes, that was the exact one, until they were hoping that it would turn out Rapunzel. Was it Rumpelstiltskin? Didn't he live in a...
Oh, you're still getting those two confused.
That's right. So, yes, they had me in the barn there. And when I was sleeping in the barn, I would dream. And this one dream really stuck in my craw. There's somebody doing the work in the background. Okay. So I was 4 years old, and I was with my Aunt Andy and my Aunt Steph, who were my mom's two sisters. We were at the dinner table. It was at my grandmother's house. And my Aunt Andy was feeding us dinner. She was feeding us spaghetti, which is my favorite meal. And the day was overcast. It was a black, cloudy day.
This is your dream, right?
This was my dream.
Okay, so
Yep.
even in your dream, did you drink milk with the spaghetti?
Of course, I had milk.
Okay.
It was 2% Marcus Dairy, which was bought out by a larger conglomerate in 1996. And suddenly, my Aunt Andy's head became a Cabbage Patch Doll. And her
Head became an entire doll? Cabbage Patch Doll's head.
good question. Her head became that of a Cabbage Patch Doll's head. Her eyes became black and deathly. My Aunt Andy was serving the meal, and we were all sat around the dinner table.
Mhm.
The next thing I remember blinking, and my Aunt Andy's head became a Cabbage Patch Doll head.
Freaky.
And so it had these black eyes, and she was just staring at the table, like this uncanny stare. And then I said, "Andy, are you there? Are you okay?" She looks at me, and she face plants right onto the table into the bowl of spaghetti, like a rag doll. I don't remember much after that, but feeling very disturbed why my aunt was becoming a Cabbage Patch Doll, number one, because I hated Cabbage Patch Dolls. My sister had a Cabbage Patch Doll and I hated it. And why not my Aunt Steph? Why didn't she become a Cabbage Patch Doll as well? It was only my Aunt Andy. And forevermore, I couldn't look at her the same way. And I haven't spoken to her since. What was interesting was 20 years later, I saw this movie, Coraline. Have you heard of it?
I've seen it.
You've seen it. Do you remember what happens in Coraline?
She finds a little closet in her house that if she crawls through, it's a portal to another world where her parents are the same people on the other side, but they have buttons for eyes like dolls.
Yes.
And she likes them. They're nicer to her.
That is exactly what my Aunt Andy looked like. I shouted right in the theater.
What I'm hearing is someone stole your idea and didn't cut you in. You know how many times that's happened to me?
I can think of one example, Osmosis Jones, which grossed $3.6 million in 2000, where it was an adventure inside the body directed by the Farrelly brothers. And that was your idea first. Yep. And it wasn't a hit, but I liked the idea.
Would have been a hit if they went with my script, but they changed it just enough.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Yes. So Coraline, she's going into the unconscious desire of wanting other parents. Now, I don't think I wanted another mother, but I did feel a little confused that my aunts.
So did you want another aunt?
Of course, you could always do for more aunts because my aunts were great. But it was confusing because they looked a lot like my mother. They would act like my mother, but a little bit more fun. But I don't know if I was just a little disconcerted that maybe my mom wasn't there, or I was a little mama's boy and I was scared and I was wetting my pants. I didn't wet my pants, actually. People who wet their pants are pathetic.
I wonder if it was something to do with overall safety and security for you.
Yeah.
Your mother wasn't present. Your aunts were giving you dinner, taking care of you, but one of those aunts turned into a baby. And then it's, oh, who's taking care of me now?
Hey, am I supposed to take care of this Cabbage Patch Doll?
Do I have to take care of this Cabbage Patch Doll?
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the Cabbage Patch Doll. They're creepy.
Yeah. One of my uncles, I have an uncle that's very close to me in age.
Yep.
He pinned me down and forced me to watch Child's Play.
Ah.
Soon as I got home, I had my buddy doll. Chuck that thing into the hallway.
My buddy and me.
Basically, Chucky was, the same red overalls and shirt of my buddy doll. Be real. That thing could not stay in my bedroom.
Talk about litigation.
Not my buddy anymore.
Not my buddy anymore. I had a close relationship with my buddy too. And thankfully, I didn't see Child's Play. I just saw the poster at the movie store in Boquig, and it scared the shit out of me. I believe you saw the same poster.
I literally was held down against my will, forced to watch it because that particular 7 years older than me, basically like a bully older brother,
right,
loved to torture me. And if he could make me cry, our relationship's a lot different nowadays. He's sorry for the way he used to treat me.
Did he say sorry?
Yeah, no.
No.
Sometimes stories will come up like this, and he'll be like, oh my God, I did that? That's right. I guess I did. I'm sorry.
That's nice. Nobody hurts my Danny.
Yeah.
Gosh,
hey, listen. Okay. It made me a stronger, traumatized person.
So, Dan, do you have any nightmares that you can remember? I tend not to remember my nightmares.
Yeah, you know what? I don't remember them as much. And there's a bunch of dreams I remember. Feel like you were having a really good dream and you're like, I can't even fucking remember what it was though.
Yep.
Or you do remember what it was and it's not really time to get up yet. And you try to go back to sleep and go back into the same dream. It just doesn't work.
Oh, no. Yeah. You can't do it. So that's intentional dreaming you're talking about, which we call in the intelligentsia field lucid dreaming.
Dreaming is different.
Oh, not in the intelligentsia field.
Lucid dreaming is when you're in a dream and you're aware that you're in a dream. What I'm talking about is you had a good dream, you woke up, you remember it, you still have time to sleep, and then you're trying to make yourself go back into the same dream. But that's different than being a dream. So but I've had lucid dreaming before.
That's a Requiem for a Dream, which is another movie that.
What did you just say?
Requiem for a Dream.
Are you saying it that way on purpose?
Oh, it's Requiem for a Dream.
Okay.
How do you say it?
Requiem for a dream.
Ah, I was using the French term.
Oh,
Dan, did you know that? Let's talk about lucid dreaming. Are you lucid curious?
I've had a lucid dream or two. Not a lot. Doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
I've had dreams where I realize I'm in a dream and I'm like, oh shit, I'm dreaming. That means I can fly. And then I fly. And I'm like, yeah, this is the shit.
Do you get motion sickness?
No. I have dreams where I am falling from a great height.
Yes. And then you wake up suddenly right when you're about to hit the ground and your body shakes and you're snapped out of it.
You twitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like when I get yelled at by my dead grandfather.
Still yelling at you?
Still yelling at me, and I fall asleep, and then he gets me up. Let me ask you this. Can you ever pretend that a dream was real to win an argument or get out of plans? I.e., the dream is a lie that you convince is real.
Know that I can, but I have woken up mad at my wife because I was dreaming about, I was pissed at her, and then I woke up still pissed until maybe 5 minutes goes by and I'm not groggy anymore. And I'm like, oh shit, I can't be pissed. That was a dream.
So on Friday, my wife woke up in the morning and she said, I had a dream that we had a three-way and it was with you, me, and Dan. And she was definitely mad at me.
So she dreamed that you and I did it and she was cucked.
She was cucked. Yeah. Yeah. And I said, oh, that's really funny. And she asked, how much time are you going to devote to this podcast? And I said, as much time as it takes.
Yeah.
As much time as it takes. And then.
Yeah. We better not tell her about the previous Friday.
But oh, that's Conan. Love you, Conan. Dan, who invented dreams?
Who invented dreams?
Oh, I'll ask it again.
Go ahead. You ask it again.
Yeah, let me ask it. Yeah. Dan, who invented dreams?
Clean take. No interruptions.
No interrupt.
I'm not going to interrupt you again.
Dan, who invented dreams?
That would be Dr. McDreamy.
Patrick Dempsey? Didn't he get brutally murdered in Grey's Anatomy? Yeah. We're not a Shonda Rhimes friendly podcast here. If you want your Shonda Rhimes fix, go over to one of those other podcasters, Grey's Anatomy and How to Get Away with Murder, or just ABC and Netflix, Bridgerton, tryhards.
We're more Busta Rhymes than Shonda Rhimes over here.
This is serious. You should have a healthy fear of us. We're so dangerous. Okay, Dan, what was the first dream? Who had a dream?
God.
George Washington?
God dreamed of Adam, who in turn dreamed of Eve.
That's what he said?
Probably not.
Okay, so what about Sigmund Freud? He's the godfather of dreams.
Yeah, he had a lot to say about dreams and the interpretations of dreams, but I'm pretty sure dreams existed previous to Sigmund Freud. I don't think he invented them. No, he just took money from them.
It has to be invented by a white man before Columbus.
Santa Claus, who's definitely white.
It was Santa Claus that invented dream. Yes. My favorite thing is the impossible dream.
Yeah. No, the impossible dream. Yes. It's like it's a dream substitute, but it tastes like the real thing.
Yes. It's plant-based.
Uh-huh.
Plant-based. You can get it at your local Acme or Hannaford's or one of those stop and shops that people tend to like. I personally am not a fan. Now, Dan, to go to Sigmund Freud, it seems like he was really into his mom. And
yeah, that guy thinks everybody wants to fuck their mom.
Why?
Because we do.
Agree wholeheartedly, but I don't know why.
You don't know why you want your mom so bad? Obviously, we're joking around. That's disgusting.
Shame.
He was very, very big on that Oedipal complex with the story of Oedipus. And he thought a natural thing that everybody had deep within their psyche. Meanwhile, I think he was a little messed up in the head and was projecting that on everybody else.
The manifest content is the literal storyline and surface level of events of recalling your dream. And then there's the subconscious and unconscious meanings behind those dreams.
Now, listen, you and I are idiots, uneducated fools on this topic, who's learned in the subject of psychology and psychiatry and whatever, is listening to me say Freud just wanted to fuck his mom and he's projecting on everybody, and they're like, this guy's a fool. He can't just say this shit. Who does he think he is, Joe Rogan?
I know. He was a genius.
Right.
In my college of Google, it says that Freud was discredited.
Oh.
It says he was discredited.
There you go.
But that
it's official.
Again, it's official.
It's official.
I don't know why.
Freud's name has been changed to Sigmund Freud.
Sigmund Freud. Oh, pun. Big pun. Punish me. Won't stop. Okay. Dan, another thing that I think about with dreams is movies. And I don't know if you know this, Dan, but I am a video editor. Okay. And there's this book that I read by Walter Murchison called In the Blink of an Eye. And he talks a lot about movies as dreams, this way of understanding and interpreting life. And a blink is a cut. And dreams often work where you go from one place to the other and you don't know why. It's nonlinear. Movies can represent dreams because there's passage of time. He ended up killing a whole school bus of chickens. He's deeply disturbed, but I thought that was an interesting kind of little nugget.
I see what you did there. Cut
them up, get the nuggets, and dip them in some sweet and sour sauce because I've given you some tasty information.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fast food, and it's full of shit. It doesn't have much nutritional content and nutritional value, but it's got a little.
Yeah.
But it's a fun thing to think about because it's time for movie recap time with Matt.
Okay. You forgot your own name there for a minute, didn't you? Are we dreaming now? Matrix. What movie are you recapping?
I am going to be recapping the movie Inception.
That's what I chose, and I didn't tell you.
We had the same dream.
I actually went into your dreams last night and accepted this idea.
He did, folks. Okay. In this film, Inception, there is a Mediterranean-looking fellow with blonde hair, and his name is Leonardo DiCaprio, and his second name is Jack from Titanic. He actually didn't have blonde hair. That was the Mandela effect of me misremembering it, because I will always see him through the boyish charm of Jack. The reason that Jack, aka Leonardo DiCaprio, did not get nominated for an Academy Award for the 1998 film Titanic, which was a nightmare for many people involved, was because he didn't use a British accent. He should have been from Ireland, but they made him from Minnesota. I digress.
Yeah. Plus, nobody believed that he wouldn't climb up onto that door with plenty of room for him to also float on the fucking door. It ruined the entire movie.
I got out and I said, fuck you, James Cameron.
Anyway, Inception. I'm sorry.
Leo is a dream thief. He goes in and he cases the place. He cases the brain. He looks inside every little crevice and Krang. And he goes in and he sees, what do I need to do to put a little germ, a little seed of an idea and influence this person? And who can help me? Who do I need? But I need a page boy. It looks like a little Ellen Page. That's right. Juno is in it too. And how about Michael Caine? Michael Caine is in the movie as well, playing the jocular old friend, the dad. And he dreams too.
I love your Michael Caine, by the way.
Thank you. Bruce Wayne. No, that's more like Elmer.
Yeah, I was getting a lot of Jim Carrey as the Grinch.
R.I.P. So Dan, in this movie, they're able to go into people's dreams. They become super small and miniature, and they go through the ear like little bumblebees, and they kind of just tickle the brain and tickle Krang from Ninja Turtles. And they plant ideas and suggestions. And Leonardo DiCaprio has no problem doing this because he's got Joseph Gordon at his side, who is a forever youth. I call him a forever youth. He's forever dreaming and he's dreamy. This movie is full of twists and turns, and there's levels and subconscious levels. In the final climax of the movie, they get a totem, a little dreidel, and spin it. And they want to see who's going to win the game of who could dream the longest. So they spin it, and they kind of see if Anne Hathaway is going to go to Mars or not, or if they need to find a new planet because we've just used this planet up. And the movie ends with us not knowing whether it's Mars or a dream. That's basically the whole plot.
Been a while since I've seen that movie. I'm going to trust your recap. I remember the ending
You don't need to see
being
it.
a little bit different than what you just said.
You know what? Why don't, just for our listeners, maybe you could put a little je ne sais quoi.
Well, what I remember is Leonardo DiCaprio had that top that he would like to spin, and then it was a test to see if he was stuck in a dream or back in reality. And if it kept spinning and never dropped, he was not back in reality. And at the end of the movie, he was reunited with his kids, and he spins the top and walks away to play with his kids. And it just zooms in on the top, about to fall, keeps spinning, and then it goes to black. So you don't know. Is he dreaming that he's with his kids? Or did he really make it back all the way out to reality to be with his family? That's what I remember.
Why would he want to be?
Are you about to suggest that Leonardo DiCaprio does not want to be with his children?
I mean, we all know he's a family guy.
Hey, listen, Leonardo DiCaprio fornicates with tens.
Right. Now we're going to pivot. Okay. So that was a movie. It's bullshit. And Nolan's and I think that you're misinterpreting Oppenheimer for Inception.
Yes, you were.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
God damn it. I'm not making sense. Okay. Dan, you're going to an interesting place. The idea of computers and machines and dreams.
Yeah. It's really where I wanted to go.
And I fulfilled it. It's just like Disney World.
I'm sure there's people out there that have seen these clips. I've seen them on X when you're scrolling through and you're just being fed a bunch of crap.
DMX? DMX.com?
No, X, formerly Twitter. Yes. I think the X was Elon's first attempt at drawing a swastika, and he fucked it up. But then he said, oh, yeah, that's the logo. But I've seen these clips on there where it's a fake America's Got Talent. They show like Simon Cowell and Howie Mandel watching. And then there's a person on stage with stripes on, and then they go into a yoga pose, and all of a sudden they turn into an actual tiger. And it's like the judges are going like, oh my God, in the audience. But it's AI bullshit. The way things morph where somebody turns into a giraffe with their person, these AI created videos, very similar to the way reality gets morphed in my brain when I start to enter REM sleep and I start dreaming. We've all talked to people that like to tell us what their dreams are like. And it's like, yeah, I was in my house, but it wasn't really my house. And then I was talking to you, but you looked like Steve. But then when you came back in the room, you looked like Dave, and these AI created images and videos like Will Smith eating spaghetti, they morph and move into different things, much the way the human brain starts to dream, which makes me wonder, is this AI actually getting closer to the human experience of consciousness? Is it becoming sentient? Is it getting close? Because if it can imagine things the same way that our unconscious brain does when we start to dream, is that just another step closer to a conscious artificial intelligence?
To another friend that I haven't met yet?
Yeah.
I've seen, now I know what you're talking about. The more reference points that the AI gets, the easier it is for it to go from point A to point B. So when you put a video into Sora, they ask you for several images that are from point A to point B. Whatever happens in between there can get a little bit weird. The more information that we put in, the more it is able to fill in the dots. Spontaneous creation.
You can put a lot of prompts into the AI and you still don't know what it's going to spit back out at you.
It's like a lottery ball. That South Park episode, they're lampooning the Family Guy joke machine. Each one of those popcorn lottery balls comes out with a different number. And that number, it's just a random kind of generated thing. So it can be quite unstable, but it's growing by leaps and bounds. I mean, I'm AI right now.
There is that Rebel Cop guy who was a gaming YouTuber who did an experiment where for a year, he didn't actually appear in his videos. It was an AI version of himself. And then he let everybody know.
And he got away with it.
People, after it was announced, was like, yeah, you could tell a difference. His videos weren't as good. He was a little more boring.
I would have liked to have seen it beforehand. I would have never have known. I can't time travel, but I could dream of it. I could dream of the conversation. This conversation has gone a lot of places. It is there's a surreal element. There's an uncanny valley element to this AI dream stuff, but there's something off about it.
But when your brain is dreaming, there's something off about it.
It's not natural.
I just mean when you're not lucid dreaming and you don't have control over it.
Like threesomes with your husband.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is from True Detective. Matthew McDonald McConaughey. Mickey Hay. Mackay. Matthew McDonald.
All right.
Hey now. All right. This is Detective Russ Cole. I consider myself a realist, all right? But in philosophical terms, I'm what's called a pessimist. I think human consciousness is a tragic misstep in evolution. We became too self-aware. Nature created an aspect of nature separate from itself. We are creatures that should not exist by natural law. We are things that labor under the illusion of having a self. That accretion of sensory experience and feelings programmed with total assurance that we are somebody, when in fact, everybody's nobody. I think the honorable thing for our species to do is to deny our programming, stop reproducing, walk hand in hand into extinction. One last midnight, brothers and sisters, opting out of a raw deal.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Mickey Hay.
That's deep, man.
We're an aberration, Dan. We shouldn't exist.
Yeah. So listen, dreams in terms of goals. Why have them?
Yeah. Why have them? Just something to pass the time, I think.
We're all fleshy ants with an endoskeleton instead of an exoskeleton.
If we could be hopeful, what would your dream be for your kids? What's a dream that you might have if you were standing on that lectern in 1963? Nope, 1965, and it's a hot summer day, and everybody's listening to you.
I have a dream that one day my son can go to school with whites.
Martin, we've regressed.
I have a dream. My dream for my kids, and not saying that I don't believe they can go beyond this, but I will be very happy if they're able to grow up and just live comfortably enough that they can support themselves and be happy. If they go beyond that and change the world or just become uber rich or this and that, great. But as long as they are self-sustaining adults, they did better than me.
Another time that Dan mixes in self-deprecation with heartfelt. Wait, did I ask you if it was a dream for your kids or was it just a dream in general?
You asked me what my dream is for my kids.
Oh, just in general. Give me a good dream for yourself.
The sweet release of death.
Yep. Hey, take the words out of my mouth. Just take me out. My dream is to be as blank as possible. And that my children and the world in general can wipe that slate clean and see that is love. And that we all see that within each other. And if we can accept people with that dream and then reciprocate it where we all feel it, and we keep going over and over like Mr. Beast, and we just do epic fails instead of epic fails, it's that epic love. And that would be my dream, but I wouldn't even want to wish it. It wouldn't be a wish. It would be the absence of it. Just
Cool.
that's our show.
Yeah. And I'm Dan.
And we'll be haunting your dreams.
Oh man, we never talked about Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger is an asshole.
Why?
Well, I never watched the movie, so.
I thought he was Edward Scissorhands' cousin.